What I was saying is, what's your opinion? Like when lying is acceptable?
I partially agree with that belief system. So you were saying that only in cases where someone is in an immediate danger, that can be definitely one part. And other than that, I would say that whenever it isn't hurting someone else's feelings, that could be another reason. When I know that telling the truth here will end up hurting them, lying would be a safer option here. So then I'll go for lying, usually to soften the blow. Do you do that as well? To not hurt someone, lie?
I don't lie, to be honest with you, but what I do is, say, for example, you pointed out very correctly that if your action would immediately hurt somebody's sentiments, right? So you don't have to lie. You have to rephrase this sentence, right? It's a different way of different style of saying something, right? Say, for example, if there is an employee or probably your colleague who is reporting to you directly, right? So, say, for example, he's underperforming for an instance, right? And then you don't have to say immediately that, okay, so you're doing horrible. Instead of saying that, what you could say is, okay, I mean, you're doing really well, but initially people struggle. Yeah, it happens with everybody. It's just not that it's happening with you. So all you have to do is that you have to pull up your socks and concentrate a little bit and make sure that things go as per the plans. Anything that happens with you that goes wrong with you, you can come directly to me and I can help you out. Instead of saying that you're doing horrible, you probably are one. Don't want to see you, and your way of doing things are really bad. Instead of saying that, you could probably rephrase and reframe the sentence and say that. So that's what I think.
Okay, so not exactly lying, but trying to sugarcoat it, maybe. That could be one way that you're trying to change it a little bit.
Maybe yes.
Yeah, kind of. Okay, then. Oh, yeah, before moving ahead, I just need to confirm the pronunciation of one word. How would you like to read this word?
It's a jeopardy.
Okay, the O becomes silent in it, so it somehow sounds like Jeopardy. Jeopardy.
Oh, jeopardy. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Just wanted to make sure. Okay. In one place, a very minor slip happened. I know you understand that rule, but still, I would like to remind you so that it won't happen the next time. When you were talking about the
Hmm.
immediate danger thing, the slip that happened was if you are in a immediate danger. So a came before immediate. Do remember that it would be an in an immediate danger.
And immediate.
These kind of
Okay. Okay.
slips usually happen with immediate, alarms, angel. In these words, we don't even realize the a and thing.
Correct.
All right, then let's come to the main topic. In this one, you have to forget about your current profession. Now you have entered the movie industry. You'll get to be the director, writer, producer, everything for the movie now. So try to imagine what kind of movie you would create, what plot line you would want, actors, budget, location. Try to imagine everything and just tell me.
Okay. I don't know how I'll be able to elaborate this situation, but I can give it a try again.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. So one thing which I am really fascinated about is the biopic. I would certainly like to make some biopics, which is again, if that is created in the way people want to watch, I I think that could be a success. Say, for example, Dhoni, we had like right. So there was a massive hit, and there are a couple other. I mean, we have. If I talk about the other biopics, if it was made in more entertaining way, so I think that impacts the people's mind again. And certainly, and if I talk about myself, what I would like to do in order to make the films, uh, I would certainly like to go. again, for biopic itself, I have one player in my mind, which is Virendra Sehwag,
Mhm,
right? So I think people have lost the focus. I remember when I used to watch cricket,
mhm,
and he was one of the flamboyant cricketers we had at
mhm,
that point in time, along with Sachin Tendulkar and a couple others like Yuvraj Singh and then
mhm,
Dhoni and others as well, right?
mhm,
So he batted so well. His style was so popular, and he used to score a lot of runs at that point in time, and excellent way of playing cricket. So I think I would certainly like to make something a biography, that biopic, yeah, on
mhm,
Virendra Sehwag. And when it comes to plotting and everything, I have no idea. I have to hire people for that,
mhm.
because you cannot do everything on your own because there are different departments, right, working in order to make a film successful. So you cannot
Mhm,
do it everything on your own.
mhm,
So yeah, I have to hire people, technicians, and probably the visual effects and all of that. So it requires a lot of meticulous efforts, right? And
mhm.
I think doing single-handedly on your own is perhaps not possible. So
Mhm.
that's what I think about it. Why don't
Okay.
you add a little bit about it? Maybe what you think about it? Yes,
Well,
because I was referring some of the videos on
yeah,
YouTube, right?
okay.
Probably you're a writer, right? You've written a
Mhm,
couple of books. Yeah. So that was really fascinating. I was listening to the speaker. You had
mhm.
conversation with people, right? And you were discussing about the books and all of that. So that was really impressive. Why don't you probably explain something about books or maybe about the biopic, about the film, whichever, whatever you feel comfortable to talk about.
Okay. Well, I am a fiction fanatic, so I don't think I can ever fall in love with biopics as much as I love fiction. I
Okay.
feel with fiction, there is the possibility of exploring and creating things which do not exist in the real world. That's the best part of it. So I feel no matter how great of a person he or she is, their biopic cannot be as good as the imagination another person has. So if I was supposed to build a movie or do something related to a story, I would go for fiction really, because real life just doesn't entice me as much as fiction. So yeah,
Okay.
I do not know your take on fiction though. Do you like reading fiction or any kind of no?
I'm really sorry. That's not my cup of tea. I always
I
believe
believe
in
that.
real things,
Yeah,
and
I believe that too.
even so, I like reading books. They're
Mm,
non-fictional. Yeah. So yeah, something which is real and biographies, autobiography, and all of that. So that's my cup of tea. I really don't admire. I'm sorry to use this word,
yeah, I get that.
admire, and do not interest. It does not interest me much. Even I do
I
not
get
watch a lot of
it.
movies based on fictions, and that's
Mhm.
not my actually genre. I'm sorry. Even if you
Yeah, I do
say
not
about the
apologize.
if you
Yeah.
say about the if you talk about all these Marvel series, right?
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't remember, in fact, that I have ever watched any of those. But yeah, I watch movies for sure, but that's not my genre. So I would really appreciate if you can talk about a little bit
Yeah,
more about, yeah, how does it fascinate you and what does interest you?
in
Um,
fiction.
yeah, in fiction, yes.
Okay. Now that I know you do not like it at all, so
No, no,
that makes
trust me, it's not that. It's not that, if you will explain, if you will say something and I'll certainly contradict it, it's not like that. It's a different way
yeah,
of looking things at, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I
I
look,
believe
I always
that.
admire that, and I really love to hear what you probably are working on. If I talk about the fictions and all of that, yes.
Definitely. When you said biopics, I figured it out that you're not a fiction guy. Non-fiction is your cup of tea.
Okay,
So the second
okay.
book that I'm writing, that is non-fiction, but it is not based on real life. It's stream of consciousness. I'm
Hmm.
not certain if you've heard of this term, and I'm not certain I would be able to explain it as well. So, if at any time during the day you get the time to just search this word up, just this term, just search it up,
Stream
stream
of
of
consciousness.
consciousness.
Okay,
It's very different from biopics and all the other things. So, this is the kind of genre of nonfiction that I can do. So, this is what
okay.
I'm writing right now. But as for fiction's sake, I feel that it gives you a space to create stuff which isn't possible in real life. So you can always alter it, right? that when you cannot change your reality, you can always alter the fiction world. Either way,
Exactly.
I do need to wrap up this session. It will end in a 30-second break. So yeah, for the overall one, you spoke really well. You have good command over it. Even the pronunciation, the confidence, the fluency, all of that is perfect. We just have to keep in check minor things. One of them would be fillers. Filler, particularly, I feel that is something we have to reduce. More number of pauses will automatically reduce them. So let's take more pauses and do remember the pronunciation of